All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put it all together here. We're going to put it all together and we're going to use the graph to do all the transformations. And so first thing I would do, and there's a kind of an order for this. Okay, you want to do the horizontal first, and then you want to do stretching or shrinking second, reflecting third, and then vertical shifting fourth. Okay, and so I'm going to I'm going to write out the points. So negative 2, 0, 0, 3. It's the same graph we were working on the last one. 2, 0, 4, negative 3, and then 6, 0. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a horizontal shift. Okay, what is a horizontal shift? A horizontal is whatever you do to the x, okay? The horizontal shift is whatever you're doing to the x. So the horizontal shift's right here. So the horizontal shift. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 to each x. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 1 to each x. So negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. 0, 3 be 1, 3. I'm adding 1 to each x. And I'm following these kind of order of operations for my moves. So this is the horizontal shift. I probably should label this horizontal shift, add 1 to x. Okay. This is not going to be should have thought this out a little bit more. Now the next move is a stretch or a shrink. Stretch or a shrink. Now, do I have any stretches or shrinks? I'm looking for multiplying. Okay. So do I have any stretches or shrinks? Yeah. I'm multiplying the whole thing by 1/3. The whole thing by 1/3. Now, when you do the whole thing, you see it's the whole thing, the whole expression by 1/3. That's a vertical move. And anytime you're doing a vertical move, you do it to the y. Okay. So I'm going to multiply the y by 1/3. So multiply y by 1/3. Okay. So negative 1 or 0 times 1/3, 0. 1/3 times 3 is 1. 3 times 0. So, or I'm sorry, 0 times 1/3 is 0. So I'm multiplying each y by 1/3. So it'll be negative 1 and 7, 0. It's nice to have all those zeros there. Now, and I should have done this in one step, but I'm trying to teach this thoroughly. The third step you deal with is reflecting. Reflecting. So reflecting means, am I multiplying by a negative anywhere? Yes, I'm multiplying the whole thing by a negative. Okay, so we do the whole thing by a negative. That's called a vertical reflection. And so a vertical reflection means you're going to change the sign of y. Now, in theory, what I should have multiplied, if I would have multiplied all these by negative 1/3, I would have been able to do steps 2 and 3 at the same time. And that's what I would recommend you do. But you just basically now you're multiplying each y by negative 1. Or you could just think of it changing the sign of y. So multiply y by negative 1. I'm going to have to start abbreviating here. So 0 times negative 1, 0, 1 times negative 1, negative 1, 3 times, or 0 times negative 1, 0, negative 1 times 1, 1, 7, 0. Okay. All right. And then the last thing I do is vertical shifting. So I've got a vertical shift right here, minus 2. Okay. Vertical means you're doing it to the whole thing. So you're doing it to the y. So you're going to minus 2 from the y. So you're going to subtract 2 from each y. So subtract 2 from each y. So negative 1, negative 2, 1, negative 3, 3, negative 2, 5, negative 1, then 7, negative 2. So this would be these are the points of my new graph. So negative 1, the x, negative 2 on the y, 1, negative 3, 3, negative 2, 5, negative 1, and then 7, negative 2, And I'll connect those dots here. All right. So there's my answer there. Okay. Now you could kind of do this a little bit quicker if you needed to, but just try to follow these orders. Horizontal shifting first. It's like order of operations. Okay. It's order of operations kind of there. Okay. Parentheses first. Then you do multiplying next, and then you do adding and subtracting last. Okay. So it's just like order of operations.